What I'm saying is that gender can be fluid and it does not affect other people. It does not affect other people's lives.
I literally just showed you an example where it affects other people, women who don't want to share those spaces. Now you're saying that those women's spaces should be defined by their biological sex at birth. Yes or no?
I don't know. What I'm saying.
So it literally affects other people. Listen,
That's the dumbest thing you could have said. What are you, an idiot?
You're really nice. But the cult got you.
The cult. You think people being told they can have a certain gender or a certain sexuality is a cult?
People thinking you can pretend to be something you're not, and the whole world's going to go along with it, including the people, yes, it affects, is a cult. And you, like, I feel for you because you're stuck in the cult.
You can tell he's trying to simplify it for her, but I don't know if any of it's going in. Someone's at the wheel, but the engine isn't running with this one.
All right, buddy.
I identify as 19.
See, this is the argument that people keep pulling. It's not about that.
Why
If
is that
people
not
want
a
to be
legitimate argument, though? Why can't I identify as a black person, but I can identify as a woman?
What? See, this is what I mean. Why is it harmful that people want to, like, identify as another gender? How does that harm you?
How does it harm you that I want to identify as 19?
It doesn't harm me.
Okay, so then why don't you accept it?
I didn't say I didn't accept it.
Do you accept that I'm 19?
If you want to say that, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't affect me.
So will you take back your statement where you said that I was an old man?
What?
You got me.
What do these people think about when they lay their head down at night? Do they really believe what they're saying? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. They're trying to figure out an answer which they haven't got because they know it's BS. They just don't want to say it. And they're so delusional that they just can't admit the truth, you know? And the rules are just made up. They just make up the rules completely to whatever suits them.
It means what? If a man wants to identify as a woman, he's allowed to. That's what I mean. Gender, like.
So what's a woman then?
It's someone who feels like they want to be a woman.
But a woman is not just a feeling.
Why does it need to have a cookie cutter definition?
Because if we're going to be sterilizing kids, we should be able to define what this term even means. Nobody can.
Like I said in the previous clip, they never have the answers, you know, and I think I did a video the other day. If you really want to piss these people off, just ask what a woman is, ask them to define it. They never can. They never can. You can run away from science and biology all you want, but it's the truth. Deal with it. And if you ask them what a man is, they'll quickly tell you what a man is and what he defines himself as, but they won't tell you what a woman is. And if they can't see the problem that this is causing, especially in schools and all that, they have a lot to learn.
There's evidence of people who were transgender in ancient Greece, Rome. Judaism is an example of a religion that acknowledges, I think, 6 or 7 genders.
I don't think that's quite true. And my evidence for that would be in the very first book of the Torah, in Genesis. One of the most prominent lines is that in the beginning, God created man. Both male and female created he them.
It's not, but Judaism, I think what the original translation, I can't cite my source right now, okay? But from what I've learned going to different like religious schools, they said that the original text said Adam and Eve as in one being.
Well, man. So in the earliest chapters of Genesis, you have the creation of man in Adam. And then Eve is created from Adam's rib, but she would be the other sex. What you're citing is this line that a lot of people who are pro-transgender will say, which is, you know, actually in some Native American tribe that I can't quite name right now, I'm sure they believe in a third and a fourth and a fifth gender, but that just isn't true. That's been made up by white liberals.
You know the movie Mulan, Disney Mulan?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Mulan, dresses as a man, right, goes to war. That's based off of true history.
Oh, yes, cross-dressing has occurred in
just
history.
cross-dressing, but people who
in
went
Mulan, did the female character think she was a man?
No.
Oh, okay.
If I heard it on TikTok was a person, it's her. And what the hell does cross-dressing have to do with any of what they were talking about? And it's always the same thing, like these people want to debate, but they don't have their sources there with them so they can actually quote what they're saying. They never bring the ammunition to a gunfight, ever.
got my vegan Nikes on right now. They look like real animal skin, but they're made out of vegan alternatives, and we don't need to be...
You're confident they weren't made with very cheap child labour?
Well, they do claim that they're sustainable and ethical, so I try to live my life as ethically as possible. Unfortunately, it's impossible to be 100% cruelty-free in this very violent and non-vegan world.
You don't have a uterus, you don't get to make a decision.
Did you just tell me I don't have a uterus?
It will never happen to you. It will never happen to you. Are you telling me that you have a uterus?
Well, you couldn't tell me I don't if I claimed it. My pronouns are uterus owner male.
Why would you assume my life is privileged? But why would you assume my life is privileged, though? You don't know my life. I mean, I don't say that about you. Why would you assume my life is privileged?
I'm privileged.
Okay, that's fine, but why would you assume my life is privileged?
For one, you're a man.
Here we go again. You know, most people commit suicide are men. Most people who work in dangerous workplaces are men. Most people who fight in war are men.
And who set that system up?
What did that just mean?
Who set that system up? What's that got to do with anything? I mean, regardless of who set the system up, that's how it's always going to be, because men are protectors and we are biologically and physically stronger than women. Probably going to get cancelled for that, but that's the truth. That's the reason why they have men on the front line doing these dangerous jobs. You don't see 50 women working on an oil rig, do you? And before YouTube, I used to work in a security firm where we'd get call outs to go and deal with people who are on the brink of taking their own life, or they've already done it, which is unfortunate. Wasn't an easy job, but 99% of the people we would see, it was men. And it's the unfortunate truth which isn't really spoken about.
You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning? So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies?
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So
pregnant.
you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
Oh, I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Unbelievable that this happens in positions of power. Fair play to that man, you know, but whoever that woman is, you can just look at her eyes and know she's flipping nuts, mate. She is. And I've heard that a million times about, you know, the left getting, you know, they're bubble wrapped about everything. But like I said to the last clip, there's been a mental health issue with men for decades and it's never spoken of. It's brushed under the carpet. It's never recognized. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month was overruled by the left, and you couldn't make videos about it because people were getting banned, videos taken down. Why isn't that talked about? But I don't know, just my opinion.
Y'all know what's going on, and so do I.
What are your pronouns?
They, them.
Why?
Because I'm non-binary.
What are your pronouns?
Any.
Why?
Just whatever people feel comfortable with, you know?
What are your pronouns?
He, him.
Why?
That's just how I identify.
I love your eyes. Are they real?
No, they're contact.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck is going on? Kaffee? Willst du Kaffee? Ich gebe Ihnen jetzt einen Kaffee, Leute. Hier. So. Trink deinen Kaffee, mein Lieber. Lass dich schmecken.
I only thought of one thing watching this video. He should have put laxatives in that. Now that would have been a great video to watch.
I think I just shit myself.
Oh shit.